Hey crafty friends, I'm Lisa with Needle on the Run, and today I'm going to show you how I dress up this cute welcome home sign with a few summer acrylic designs. I'm going to create those using UV resin, a UV light, a few acrylic blanks, some glitter, and some silicone tools. So let's get started. So to get started, you're going to want to remove the protective covering that's on your acrylic blank. Usually when you get these blanks, they're going to have protective covering on both sides. It might be white like these from my craft source, or it could be blue, or it could be brown, whatever the color. You just want to make sure that you are removing only the cover on the side which you're working on. Then it's time to apply your resin, and this is the resin that I use. It's a UV resin, and you use it with a UV light. There is no more mixing part A and part B with this, which is great. You can use it right out of the bottle if you're doing clear, which we'll do later on the other side of our blank. But for this blank, or for this side, we're going to use glitter. So you do have to mix your glitter in there. I choose to use the StarCraft Call Me Captain glitter. It's just a white glitter. You know, I want to sparkle things up just a little bit. So you just want enough glitter that it's going to give the sparkle you're looking for without thickening your resin. You don't want your resin to become thick. It's more difficult to work with. And then you just mix that up really well. This is just a silicone mixing stick, and you are ready to start applying that to the blank. So like I said, once it's mixed, we're ready to apply it to the blank. You're just going to get a little bit on your brush. I call this a brush. It's a silicone brush. And I usually start from the middle and I work out. You want to be careful that you don't put too much on the blank, because as you spread that to the edges, it can run over the sides. And you don't really want to do that. You want to make sure that you are just getting that resin right up to the edge. It will create a little edge for you there without bubbling over. That gets kind of messy when it goes over the side of your blank. One thing I do want to caution you about is applying the resin around the hole on your blank where you're going to be hanging that blank. It will fill with resin really quickly if you're not careful. So just a little dab will do you right around that circle. You don't want to put too much resin around there. Once it starts flowing in that circle, it's really difficult to stop it. And then it will cure there, and you'll have a really hard time clearing that hole to be able to hang your blank. So once you're happy with how your resin looks and your resin is going all the way to the edges all around your blank, it's time to put the light on that blank and cure your resin. And I love this little UV light. 2 buttons, or 2 times that you hit the button, will give you a minute of light, and I usually do around 2 to 3 minutes, and my resin is cured. No more waiting for a day or 2. It's a really quick process now. While that is curing, then you can work on your other blanks. So your process really keeps moving throughout, and you can make several blanks at the same time, especially if you're using the same colored glitter, if you add glitter to your resin. And you'll just continue this process, adding the resin and then putting them under the lamp for 2 or 3 minutes until your resin is all cured on the back side of your blanks. One quick tip, it's a cleanup tip. You can also put your tools under the lamp. So whenever you are finished, you can put that final blank under your UV light, and then you can also put your silicone tools that you use under that UV light so that when the resin cures, it is really easy to just peel that right off. Okay, it's time to work on the front of our blanks, and this really is where the fun starts to happen. Remember to remove that protective covering, just like you did on the back. Go ahead and remove that from all of your blanks, and once you've done that, you want to give that just a little wipe with some rubbing alcohol. And really, this just makes sure that the surface of your blank is very clean, it doesn't have fingerprints or anything like that, so that your vinyl will adhere properly. You can put those out of the way while you weed your vinyl. And again, I cut all of my designs off camera, but it would be just as if you were cutting any other vinyl. I did use the SVGs for the acrylic blanks that My Craft Source provides on their website. That's very helpful just to make sure your designs fit on there properly. And once you've weeded everything, just grab a little piece of transfer tape. I love the transfer tape from My Craft Source. It works great. You can start to put your designs together if it's a layered design, like this Happy 4th of July is a layered design. And then you will just peel that off and apply it to your acrylic blank. And you'll do that for each of your blanks. You know, besides being really great transfer tape, the one thing that I do love about the My Craft Source transfer tape that I get is that you can use the same piece over and over. So I used one piece to apply all 3 designs to my acrylic blanks, and it worked great. Okay, and then the final step to these projects would be to apply a clear coat of UV resin on the front. This just seals your vinyl in there. You don't have to do this. I just like the way it looks. It gives your blank the same thickness on the front and the back, since you applied the resin to the back, and it just really makes it very shiny and clear. Adds the finishing touch. So just like when we added it to the back, you want to start in the middle, and I just squirt that right out of the bottle, because remember, we don't have to mix that anymore. Squirt it right in the middle, and then just kind of work your resin out to the ends. Again, being careful when you get to the little circle where you're going to hang your blank. You don't want to fill that in. You know, when I apply clear resin, I want to make sure there are no bubbles in that, because it will show. When you have glitter, sometimes you don't see the bubbles, but when it's clear, you will see those bubbles. So you can just run real quick a heat gun over that. Don't touch your blank, but just hover over just for a few seconds. It doesn't take much at all, and you can actually see those bubbles start popping, and it does make it a very clear finished project. We're all finished. So we've got this cute little welcome home sign, and we have our pineapple. Happy 4th of July. And a summer fruit slice. So much fun. All of the supplies come from My Craft Source, so be sure to click the link in the description, so it'll go straight to my craft source, and there's a little surprise for you in the description. These acrylic blanks are really easy to make now using the UV light and that UV resin. You're just using the resin right out of the bottle. There's no two-part mixing process anymore like there used to be, unless you want to add glitter. You do need to mix your glitter in there, but it's really quick and easy. The other thing is it dries within 2 to 3 minutes. It cures. You're cured and ready to move on within 2 to 3 minutes versus 24 to 48 hours like the old stuff we used to use. So I challenge you to make your own. There are lots of acrylic blanks on my craft source, and a lot of those acrylic blanks also come with the SVG template. So you can download that template to your cutting software and create your design within the parameters of that SVG template. That way you know your design fits perfectly on your blank. So I hope you will try some on your own. If you do, please drop a picture in the comments below. I would love to see what you are making. And until next time, happy crafting.